tonight is Thursday night. I'm just driving home. I wanted to make a quick video about the crazy day in all the markets. Wow, the hammer really came down today on the stock market, didn't it? It was like everybody all got together and decided all at once that the stories that were being told were fiction, and that it's going to be a bleak road ahead. I just wish we hadn't had such a rapid decline in one day. It seems to foretell more declines in the future. I was lucky at the beginning. Overnight, I was short most markets. Yeah, it was up real nice this morning, but I covered at about 800, pretty near the open, at around 800 down, because I didn't really anticipate the severity of that downdraft. That's what I always do with shorts. I just do them too early, cover them too late. Anyway, it's not something I do a lot, but lately I have been definitely not liking the level of the stock market. And not that I don't own my paper silver, gold, and platinum, and a couple of miners, a couple of very small miner positions. But these big downdrafts, boy, they pull down the spot price of silver and gold. I think I heard that there was a divergence between spot and futures contracts actually going different directions. So I'll let smarter people figure out what that means. But luckily on my silver, I had written covered calls on the SLV, and most of the money that was lost was somebody else's. So that was fine. Anyway, too bad silver went down, but it held tight like a champ. I hope it holds in there. Gold also held pretty darn tight. And for the first time ever, I put together a little basket of mines, but not gold mines. I have a little GDX in the portfolio and a little GOLD, very, very little. But I thought that, I would start betting on, I guess I'm going to call it the third derivative of stacking. And you guys know I like to experiment with stuff. Not that I'm all that smart or really experienced in everything, but just try to apply my own rules and do things as I see them based on all the information I gather. Anyway, so thing number one that has to continue happening is gold needs to continue to be strong. If thing number one happens, and I think it will, I believe in gold holding in at these levels, possibly, it could go a little higher, could go a little lower, but the big move is in, right? I mean, there are more moves coming in the mid and long term, but the big move is in. And again, those that weren't stacking gold back when it was $1,100, you missed the first move, okay? And we could have a little dip back here, but my premise, number one, is that gold stays strong, and you can see it in the gold miners. They've been very strong, stronger than gold. The second derivative is that I'm a silver guy. Not that I don't like gold, but I'm a silver guy. And I think when gold is strong, eventually silver will catch up and exceed it on a proportional basis by a lot. And that's what I'm banking on with my 50% holdings in silver. The other 50 is gold and a little platinum for 103% or something. I'm kidding. Anyway, so the second derivative of stacking, is silver, waiting and watching gold, because gold has to be moving and have moved and be stable for silver to make its exciting run. Well, I believe in that as well, and that's why I continue to stack and buy, stack physical and buy paper, silver, although I write those calls on it just to be safe. The third derivative is the silver mines. All right, so they haven't made that big a move. Gold mines, I guess it goes like this: first gold, and then gold mines, and then junior miners and whatnot, and then silver, and then potentially silver mines. So since I missed the move on the gold mines, or at least the first or second move on the gold mines, I thought I'd put together a little tiny basket of silver mines, comprised of a few stocks, and you might know the ticker symbols, and I'll just show that to you from time to time. And it's really, really small, but I thought on a day like this, you know, when the Dow was way down, a lot of these mines were off 5% or more. I put together this little package of silver mines, and I'll show it to you from time to time. But don't get me wrong, it probably has a 1% weighting in my portfolio. You know, you can buy. I really encourage you guys to check out E-Trade. Links below. But you can buy one share of any stock you like. And you know, you can buy. This is really helpful if you're trying to time entry into the silver physical market, which I'm not really big on that, but I do try from time to time. But if you have a share of GLD, a share of SLD, a share of GOLD, one of the big miners, a basket of miners in the GDX, you have some silver mines, you put in TLT, you know, one share of TLT to watch interest rates, and you put in one share of UUP or UP to watch the direction of the dollar, and just watch and learn how those things interact with each other and correlate for future moves. And I'm not that good at it, but you know, and sometimes they even decouple, because future contracts may not be the same as paper spot or physical spot. But you know, I'd encourage you to do that. And like I did with, say, 1% or so, you buy, you know, a few dozen shares or a few hundred shares if it's a real small price, of some silver mines, and watch them. You can do the same thing with the gold mines. It's not magic. You don't need to buy a subscription to, you know, something to figure out who the gold miners are. Just get onto E-Trade and do the stock screener for gold mines, and they'll all pop up. And I suggest that you completely avoid anything that doesn't trade in the United States, and anything that's on any kind of paper tear sheet, or, you know, just, you know, go with the ones that everybody buys, not the ones that nobody buys. Anyway, so there's a thought for trading, and that's what I did with this little silver basket. So I'll show it to you from time to time. Another way that you can play with the paper markets, but don't get rid of your physical. It's getting interesting, and we keep getting battered and torn around here. Don't let them shake you out. You know they want to. I mean, they tried to shake you out at 12, right? And very few people fell for that. And now look at, you know, it has a pretty solid floor here in the whatever it's at, 17s. You know, maybe it'll go in the 16s, but I don't see 12 again. I just don't see it. But I guess it could happen. You know, if the market goes down 5,000 points today, anything could happen to paper spot and physical spot. So, you know, I hope the decline is more sensible than that. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the day. What do you guys think? I'll show you a little picture of the stocks I bought today, a little table if I can put that together, and see what you think. All right, I hope you didn't lose a lot of money in anywhere you're invested. Stay secure, stay prudent, and keep stacking. Bye, guys.